So today we're going to get into a pretty formidable debate. We got Tariq Nasheed versus the $5 Indian, aka Mayo-Wolf. He's going to tell us all about history because apparently the things that foundational Black Americans have been saying is all wrong. So we're going to learn all about his Indian heritage and the real history of America. So let's get into it.
Tariq, I'm new here, and it's kind of early in the morning. But
go ahead.
From what I've been listening to, the only thing I can hear is you want to blame everybody else for all of your problems.
Really?
Well, I'm so sorry for that, and I'm sorry that you had to even come to America.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Chad. First, Chad, nobody was blaming anybody for anything. That's a projection. Second, we didn't come to America. Chad, we built America. Chad, I'm from a foundational Black American lineage. My family built America. We didn't come here or immigrate here. Do you understand that, Chad?
Well, I'm Irish and Cherokee Indian, so you tell me that you were here first?
Yeah, you $5 ass Indian. You're not a Cherokee, Chad. You're a
Oh, you tell me that my family roots don't go back through the Cherokee Foundation?
$5 Indian, Chad. You're not Cherokee.
Oh.
You're somebody paid to get on the dolls rolls.
When a lot of the whites found out the benefits that these blacks would be entitled to, a lot of whites went to the Dawes Commission and said, look, why don't you put my name on there? They said, but you're not an Indian, so that's the way, I'll give you $5. So the rule got around, the policy got around that for $5, that a white could put his name on the Dawes rolls and be called himself an Indian and be entitled to all these benefits, and all their children could be entitled to all these benefits forever. And so that became known as what's called a $5 Indian.
You paid $5. You're not a Cherokee.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're not a Cherokee.
Does the Maley family from
a Cherokee, Chad? Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. All right, now let's try something else. Okay? Because foundational Black Americans, we have real indigenous roots to this land, sir.
After slavery, many Black people were associated with some of these tribes by bloodline, through marriage, through adoption, and even servitude. And because they were associated with these tribes, many Black people were entitled to some of these benefits. The government did not want Blacks to get these benefits, so they created a separate freedmen's list specifically for Black people. They also started to list any full-blooded Native American who had African features as Black, because they didn't want them getting those benefits either.
So you don't want to play that game. And you immigrated, your family immigrated here from Ireland. You immigrated to a country that was built by foundational Black Americans, sir.
But who was here first? You want to proclaim that the Africans was the first slaves. Well, the Irish is the ones that allowed for the English to come across with Columbus.
What?
Oh, you forgot about that. Oh, am I more educated than you are, sir?
Please.
Tariq, take your hate speech somewhere else, please.
Hold on. What? How did the Irish help Columbus? Ireland wasn't seafaring people. What are you talking about?
We had metal ships while the English had wooden ships, sir.
And y'all were sailing over here, not before the Spanish, and the Spanish got it from the damn Moors. So what you talking about?
So you're telling me the Spanish sailed the seas long before anybody else?
No, you had some Egyptians. They were doing things in East Africa. They were sailing. You had Abu Bakari.
Growing up, Abu Bakr was fascinated with the idea of exploring the unknown world. After being crowned as Mansa, king in the Mandinka language, he led a fleet of ships across the Atlantic Ocean in an attempt to discover what lay beyond the West African horizon. The fleet set sail from the West African coast and eventually reached what is now known as the Americas, hundreds of years before Columbus.
But what Irish taught Christopher Columbus? What are you talking about?
And they were Norwegianers. They wasn't Africans.
Who was Norwegian?
The people that were sailing between Greenland and Ireland.
Yeah, sir. There were people coming from Africa and other places for thousands of years, way before them. That's why they.
Wow. Are you sure?
Yeah, they got big ass statues of Black people down in Central America. The Olmec statues of big ass Black folks. So.
I have another question. The Olmecs, you were talking about the genetics of these people that live in Native Americans, that they vary widely. But the Olmecs seem to have very similar features: the thick lips, the wide noses. Why do we think that is?
Well, this is part of a curious mystery that is not unconnected to the genetic mystery. It's been known by archaeologists for quite a long time that there are anomalous skulls in parts of Brazil, which appear to show very strongly Polynesian or African features, very much like the features that we see on the Olmec heads. And a number of archaeologists who got into trouble with their colleagues for this have used that to argue many years ago, 30, 40 years ago, that the settlement story of the Americas is much more complicated than we've realized. And what the DNA is doing is it's telling us that there was something really weird happened with settlement. You see, what happened with those African or Polynesian looking skulls was that they were tested for DNA when DNA technology was not as advanced as it is today. And what that DNA showed was that they were more closely related to modern Native Americans than they are to any other people in the world. So the notion that there was some connection with Polynesia or Africa was dismissed. But now that we have very firm evidence of an Australasian genetic signal, Australian Aborigines, Papua New Guinea, Melanesians, with those kind of features. Now that we have the genetic evidence that is found in the Amazon, we have to go back to that old evidence.
Now, what's this Irish thing about Columbus? You keep deflecting from that. Please elaborate.
Well, Ireland was the first one of the very first nations that had industrialization. Can you tell me that is not true?
How and when?
It's part of history.
When? What industrialization did Ireland have?
Do your research and then come back here and speak some more of your hate speech, please.
Dad, Ireland didn't get its shit together till the 90s. What you talking about?
You're so uneducated.
Educate me. Y'all didn't get shit popping until the damn 1990s. Damn, MC Hammer was out by the time y'all got y'all shit together. What you talking about? Y'all, you didn't get shit popping in Ireland until
let's talk about how South Africa. Let's talk about how South Africa took on the white people. They was
Don't you deflect. What did y'all have going on in Ireland except starving and famine and beating each other over the head for a damn potato? What?
In the 1840s, Ireland was hit by a devastating famine that killed over 1 million people and forced another million to emigrate. The cause? A potato blight that destroyed the main staple of the Irish diet. But the real tragedy was that the British government did little to help, and even worsened the situation by continuing to export food from Ireland. The Great Famine was a defining moment in Ireland's tragic history, and its impact is still felt today.
See, you're uneducated. And I do believe the Cherokee Indian was here long before you, the Dumbo guy, got here.
Wait, which you're not. But Ireland was a crap hole in Europe. They were shitting on the Irish. They were sending them over here as indentured servants, sir, and they weren't even considered white, and they would portray them as simian damn, sir.
And they come over to sell the seas before Africans was ever brought here. So
what sea? What?
Please explain some more to me.
Who was selling the seas from Ireland?
The Irish was selling the seas long before the Africans ever thought about it. The Vikings, sir.
There's the East Africans. They had ships in Egypt, sir. Stop it. For thousands of years before damn musty-ass Viking. If you don't stop, there's old ancient Egyptian ships, sir, that sailed all over the place.
You still haven't answered none of my questions.
I'm answering them now, sir. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're stammering on your own bottom lip.
You're talking about the Vikings. Damn it, Ireland was a crap hole. Y'all were over there starving, picking fleas out your ass. Y'all didn't have nothing going on in no damn Ireland.
Hey, if you don't like how the Irish built America with industrialization, then go back to your villages that have not even been erected yet, and they still rape.
Slow down. The Irish built America? Really? Where?
Oh, you're telling me that you built America? Oh, yeah. Reparations. That's the reason why you want reparations.
Foundational Black Americans built America, yes. When did the Irish build America without us?
When did Columbus come? So you're trying to tell me that you guys were here long before Columbus came?
Yeah. And in fact, Columbus brought black people with him. He used ships from the Moors.
Really?
Yeah. Pedro Alonso. That was
okay. Yeah. Do you understand the reason how Columbus got here?
Yeah, Moorish ships and Moorish maps.
No, they were trying to find a different trade route with the Asians because you people kept on jumping the trade routes and stealing everything that they would bring back.
The Moors were controlling the trade routes really up until the 1800s. They were. Some of the Moors, the black Moors, were controlling those trade routes. And that's why Columbus had Moors with him and Moorish translators. And he was using some of the Moorish ships, and they used some of the Moorish maps. Yeah, they had Moors with them. And many of those explorers had Moors with them. They had Estevanico and some of the other expeditions they had. So,
and they really didn't have no problems in those parts of the world until after the division of people.
But yeah, this whole thing where you
in the Bible.
But this thing where you're trying to rewrite this Irish history as if the Irish were running something, you better stop. You sound crazy. Irish weren't running nothing. They didn't build nothing, sir. Stop it.
Oh, okay. So we didn't bring welding into the situation?
You welded your...
When was you guys over in Africa melting metal together?
Sir, I'm a foundational Black American, sir. And if we want to get into Africa...
You're a Black American, so you don't understand your roots.
No. I do know my roots, sir. My roots are here. My roots, I'm indigenous to the United States because my family built it, sir. I'm the only pure American. We're really Americans. You're an Irish dude. I'm a real American, sir. And if we want to get into metalwork, they were doing metalwork in ancient Egypt. That's Africa. That's me too, if we want to go there. There was a lot of technology going on in ancient Africa, sir. See, I don't even have to go that far. I can just go back to my foundational Black American culture and history that we were building here, sir. We built this country, not no musty-ass Irish white supremacists. You didn't build nothing but hunger in your stomach.
Well, let me just take you back a little bit into history, and let's look at back in history and what's happening today, in today's modern age.
Mm-hmm.
They are not so civilized there.
Who?
We are here.
Who? Where? There? There where?
Where you originated, where your family originated from.
America. That's where I originated from. I'm a foundational Black American. So what you talking about?
I don't know. I can't come up with anything with the races. You're a racist.
Because you're trying to put me into some foreign box. I'm a foundational Black American, sir.
And because evidently you don't understand your history and how the world began and where everybody started out and evolved from.
Sir, Irish people evolved out of Africa. You want to go there? Some of the Irish were originally Black. Do you really want to go there? Go get a book called Ancient and Modern Britons by a white man named David McRitchie. He wrote it in the 1800s. He talked about how the Picts and the Celts, many of them were originally Black.
This is what people look like in Western Europe and Britain 10,000 years ago, not what we would have expected. 1, 2, 3, come on! I'm Chris Stringer. I'm a research leader in human origins at the Natural History Museum in London. And I'm holding here this wonderful reconstructed head of Cheddar Man. And I've been studying the skeleton of Cheddar Man for some 40 years or so. And now with DNA technology, we've got the whole genome of Cheddar Man. And here we've got a scientific reconstruction of what he looked like. We've got his hair form, his skin, his blue eyes, and that dark skin colour, that combination really striking. And getting out of here information about his biology, the fact that, for example, he couldn't digest milk because that came in with the advent of farming after the time of Cheddar Man. So we're getting his whole biology, how he relates to people in Europe at the time, and how he relates to people in Britain now.
The whole leprechaun myth that came from Black pygmies of Africa, sir.
For a lot of people that love St. Patrick's Day. First of all, it has nothing to do with Irish pride. That's how it was shown later. There's nothing to do with leprechauns or Irish pride. It has nothing to do with that. You just killed two great fantasies. I know. Right, really, if you look into what that was, is that St. Patrick, right? The St. Patrick was a Roman. His father was a Roman official, and he was tasked, just like the Roman Empire did with destroying the Gnostic people who originally were the Egyptians and burning the Library of Alexandria. He was tasked with going to Ireland and the UK and Scotland area, but we specifically think of it as Ireland because that was the core of this, right. Where they went there and they were supposed to eradicate the last group on the planet that was still studying was that ancient old religion who were known as the serpents. So if you look at the story of St. Patrick, he was ridding the serpents, the snakes, right? The snakes from Ireland. But if you look all throughout geologic history of that region, there's never been snakes that lived there. It's a metaphor. Huh. It's a metaphor for the Druid people and pagans as a more general term, anyone who didn't follow this monotheistic Christian religion. And they were seen as a threat because they were the last group that had the ancient knowledge, and they were greatly demonized later. So what happened was you're celebrating the representation of the genocide and cleansing of the last serpent group on the planet, the Druids, who built Stonehenge.
Who was the first person that was casted out of the kingdom? You know, the Lord's kingdom.
Oh, are we going to the Bible?
Would that have been Satan or Lucifer?
Are we going to the Bible?
Was he turned to be a different color because he was marked as a person?
Are we going to the?
That's how Africa began. Sorry, sir.
Uh-oh.
But get educated.
Oh, well, he's going to the Bible, y'all. He's going to the Bible.
Yeah, I'm going to the Bible because it come about long before the Quran did.
Okay, sir. You know when Jonah was in the belly of the whale?
Oh, and I suppose Jonah was the black one.
No. He was a white supremacist, and he tasted like mayonnaise, and that's why the whale spit him back out, sir.
Oh my God.
That's just,
you have yourself so convinced, Tariq.
yes.
But if you don't like things the way that they are in America, then go home and evolutionize your own country, which you're still have plenty of villages over there.
Sir, nobody in my family lived in Africa, sir.
Bingo, but now you want to bring all of that over here and blame all of my children for your inability to be able to understand history?
So your children, people who fled over here because you couldn't cut it in Ireland, you had to flee to my homeland, sir? You're an immigrant here, sir. You ain't no damn Cherokee. You're some $5 Indian that probably came over in the early 1900s, sir.
Do you understand the reason why we came here?
Because you...
And it was long before the 1800s.
Because, no, you were not over here before the 1800s, sir.
Oh, I believe so,
no,
yes.
No, you weren't. You came over here.
You want me to show you paperwork?
You don't have no paperwork, sir. You're just going to show me the deed to your trailer. I don't give a damn. You came...
Oh my goodness gracious, Tariq, you're such a funny guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
It was a great debate. It really was. I mean, I feel like he put up a good fight. He did his thing. He really enlightened us on everything that he knows about American history and his Cherokee heritage. So y'all let me know what y'all think about the debate. Actually, y'all let me know who you think won the debate. And if you haven't, go on ahead and check out this next video that I'm putting in the little box right here. And subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all next time. Sani Bravo, Action Over Talk. I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. One.